Well, I promised everybody I would run through Indiana. Now we got, I don't know, maybe 20 or so people that are interested in Indiana. There's always a few more people that pop up shortly after, looking for, interested in the horses we purchased. So I made it very simple. There's no point in me going through a bunch of Swan Frauls. Now there is one horse that is a little unique on this list, thanks to one of our clients who pointed out some shortcomings in this, potential shortcomings in this horse, not in the breeding or the conformation. I'll get into it in a minute. So we are looking at, I put a list of 10 here. Now I have about 22 horses on the list, and I'm going to give that list to the person looking at the horses for us. But I did break it down to 10. 10 horses I'm interested in. I think if we bought 1 or 2 horses in Indiana, it would be good for the stable, and there'd be some affordability if we really, really minded our manners, so to speak, in Indiana and paid close attention to what was going on. The reality is we likely can't buy a Swan Fraul, except for this one we're going to talk about maybe. It's very difficult to buy a Rockin' Image, although we do have one of those on this list also. So we have a lot of horses. We're looking at a lot of new sires here. Horse that I found, I looked at them all, obviously, and Whom Shall I Fear, who's a brother to Father Patrick, I believe. Whom Shall I Fear makes some very, very nice horses. I looked at a whole bunch of them. There's quite a few of them on this list. Listen, I want to see athleticism. I've said this over and over again. I want to see an athletic-looking horse. I want to see a good-looking horse. I want to see a horse that has some drive, some size, clean-gaited, and I found all those in this Whom Shall I Fear sire. So obviously he comes from a good bloodline. He's an unknown, but he comes from a good bloodline, so we're going to give him a shot because, as I said, we're going to look at first-time foals, first-time sires, ways that we can get in and find a little bit of value. We might be able to find a few dollars lying around that we can pick up, and that's always, always important. So I'm going to number them. Now, these aren't necessarily top 1 to 10, but horses that caught my interest, and they are 1 to 10 almost. Horses I thought were very, very interesting. Now, the top of my list is a Rockin' Image. Now, a couple of reasons that this horse is on the top of my list is because his video was sent to me by a client. This client said, hey, I really like the look of this horse. I like the breeding. Showed some pictures of the horse. He knew the horse. So I'm very interested in having a look at the horse myself and having one of our guys take a look at him and send me some footage, some scouting reports, if you will. So the first horse on our list today is number 56, Maple Lane Image. This is a Rockin' Image gelding. Very important, because when it says gelding, for me, I just see a save of $800. But for other people, like, oh, he's not a stud, there must be a problem. There could be a million things. Maybe he's just studdy. Maybe there are a lot of fillies on the farm. Could be a million reasons why Maple Lane Image is now a gelding. But for us, I see value and I see savings in that. Well-bred horse. We look here at his breeding. This is a second foal. The first one was a Net 10 EOM. Don't know much about that sire. I don't think he's done very well, but I could be wrong. Net 10 EOM, and this is the second foal out of this mare lying in the tree. The second dam is the dam of Pam's Legacy, 38 wins, $460,000 made. Roller cam, mark of 149 and 3, $200,000 made. Down in the third dam, there's Matt Scooter. Harry, I love this horse. Down in the third dam is Matt Scooter. So a good video, a good pedigree. Gelding is always an angle that we can look at also. So early enough in the sale, and there's a lot of really well-bred, really well-bred Rockin' Images. This one might slide under the radar. So when you take a look at the pedigree, the video, the gelding, everything put it together, this is a horse we might be able to afford. So number 56 is a horse I'm looking at. Now, as I say that, you can call me, you can email me, you can text me and ask me, hey, Anthony, what's your hard line? What's your price point on any of these horses? And I'll let you know. We are trying to put together groups to buy these horses up so that when we get back to the farm, old Anthony's next, not the noose, so to speak, in regards to purchasing these horses. So number 56, Maple Lane Image, is the first pick of me. Number 62, I mentioned Whom Shall I Fear. This is one beautiful looking filly. Her name is Helen. Helen is her name. Now, Helen, go and look at these horses' videos too. Helen had a beautiful video. If you look closely at this family, it may ring a bell. This is the same immediate family as the filly we were the underbidders on for a lot of money last year in Harrisburg. Now that filly didn't turn out, and they did resell her at one point, but nevertheless, very, very good family right here from Helen. Temple Ruins, second dam is Temple of Doom, and that all branches off into a number of other good horses too. So the breeding, the video again, number 62, first crop of Whom Shall I Fear, is number 62. Helen is a horse on my list. Skip all the way almost to the end of the sale. She's really late. Third last horse, number 372, Ultimate Power, a colt by Whom Shall I Fear. Now, again, I'm trying to look at these horses' videos, look at their pedigree, look for value. And that's why it's so difficult when you're dealing with the Swan for Alls. It's like buying a Captain Treacherous in Pennsylvania. Just everybody wants them. I don't blame them. They make good horses. So when you're looking at Ultimate Power, here's a mare with 4 foals. Mackenzie Star, Donato Hanover took a mark of 154, 238,000. Cobley Star's in there, 157,000, 12 wins. Down in the second dam, you have All-American Miss, you have Darling Victoria. The pedigree isn't super strong on this horse, but its video is. And again, we're going to give up a little bit here and there, whether it be sometimes they're a little toed out, sometimes they're a gelding, and sometimes some of the pedigree is a little weaker than we like it. But I'm going to judge these horses on individuality, the athleticism that they appear to show. And that's how we're going to find our way in. That's how I always try and find my way in. I've always said this, and people hate it. Just find me some athletic-looking horses. I know I said the same thing that Ron Burke did in the video that we shot in Ohio, but I said that the week before. It drives my father nuts when I say that. He's a big pedigree guy. I love the pedigrees. Obviously, you want to get a head start. You want to have all your bases covered. You want to have great confirmation and just a prolific family behind the horse. But you know what that means? A lot of money. And for us, we're looking for value. We're looking for ways in. We're looking for horses that look athletic, and we're going to give up a little bit. Sometimes on the pedigree, sometimes we don't have to. But in regards to 372, got a brother and a sister that made 1 over 200 and just less than 200 in a 4-horse family. This horse has got some pedigree behind him too. No brand name sires or brothers or sisters in there. Just some good hard working horses that got 20, 30 wins on their card. So number 372, Ultimate Power. First crop, Whom Shall I Fear? And a horse that obviously stuck out to me if I passed it all the way to the end of the sale for my number 3 pick. Number 4. Now, number 4, we switched it up a bit. I looked at this pedigree right away, and I told our client, I said, there's just no way we're going to afford this horse. It's too expensive. Number 244, WW Swan Star. So this is a brother to Lockdown Lindy, 151 and 4. Now old Lindy only made $200,000, but did take a real good mark. Double L Lindy took a mark of 152 and made 284, also in that family. The third dam, this is a first foal out of a sister to them. The third dam's a dam of Majestic Sun. So I got looking a little closer. I said, well, all 4 out of the second dam by Lucky Chucky. And I don't like to come on here and knock other people's studs, but I wouldn't give you that half bag of Doritos there that I got for any Lucky Chucky. I've just seen too many of them, and I'm sure there's some good ones out there. I'm positive there is. I just haven't seen any. So for me, second dam's almost a write-off, even though we have a Lucky Chucky with a mark of 51 and 4 and 192,000 made right there in front of me. And then we have a Muscles Yankee with mark of 152 and 284,000 also in that family. This is an unraced mare. First foal out of this mare, Lost in Lindy Land. That's a good name. By Crazed. So number 244, I said, geez, I just don't think we can afford this horse. Video looks great on the horse. He says, yeah, it's a gelding also. So now we have a gelding, first foal by Swan for All. Obviously, everybody knows Swan for All, but there's a lot going on there. The second dam's okay. Bunch of Lucky Chuckies showing up in there, though. And the third dam's a damn Majestic Sun. So although I said, geez, I don't know if we can afford number 244 WW Swan Star, maybe we can. Maybe we can. So he found his way, that gelding found his way into the number 4 slot on my list. Number 5 on my list is number 303. Now, I saw the video and I'm like, Jesus, a good looking horse. Then I looked at the pedigree. This is a half brother to Meadowbrook Charlie. Now, a little sweet and sour on Meadowbrook Charlie. Meadowbrook Charlie we bought for the same group, the same conglomerate group of 4 owners that owned Swandre the Giant. We bought this horse, raced him, had a little bit of luck with him. Took a mark of 155 in Indiana, but he trotted as fast here in Toronto. I think we put away about 27 or 28,000 with him, and then he just kind of fell off the radar. We sent him out ahead of Swandre the Giant to Brandon Bates. He had no luck with him. Sent him back here. He was horrible. I overpaid for him, I think, in hindsight, and I undersold him. I sold him the other day to men with black hats and a little beard, and he'll probably be going back to Indiana this fall. So Meadowbrook Charlie, although I like this horse, this is a full, no, half-brother Meadowbrook Charlie. By whom shall I fear? When I looked at the video, I looked at the pedigree, I went back and looked at the video again. He looks nothing like Meadowbrook Charlie. Big, rangy gait to him. I like he had no halter on. He's just wide open in the pen that they have set up. Just a really nice video. One of our clients had commented to me today. They said, you know, those videos are in 4K and it just looks so much better than a lot of the videos that are shot in London. Definitely our video for our horse, but a lot of the videos that were shot in London and even in Lexington. Just really, really good job for the guys out in Indiana and shooting these videos. Great job. Great horse, number 303. Find a lot of value here. Again, depends how these whom shall I fears are going to be received, but on individual marks, man, oh man, I mean, he makes some nice horses. So this is a half-brother to Meadowbrook Charlie. 7 foals, 5 winners. All the horses made okay money in here. Meadowbrook Grace, a Swan for All, winning 53 is a 3-year-old. 1 and 154 is a 2-year-old. It made 244. Charlie only made 75, and there's some other horse in here. I think this horse is very affordable. And I'm gonna have somebody have a real good close look at this horse because he's a good looking bugger. Next is number 47. We're gonna drop back a little bit to 47. Now, another first crop sire, I believe. I've never heard of this horse in my life. His name is Class Included. Let's look at Class Included here. I want to see what this horse is. I can't see it on this. I'm gonna say he's a brother to somebody good. So number 47, Classy Kinda Love. Really nice video on this horse. Really impressive video. Now, he has a brother by Swan for All called All Groove All the Time. Took a mark of 152, it looks like this year. 23 wins, 251,000. Groovy Kid by Cincinnati Kid. Took a mark of 154 and 3, made 200,000. 34 wins. Got the Groove, 7 wins, 52,000. Now, you look down below, second dam, very small. Here's a horse named Rum Pointer. SJ's photo took a mark of 157 as an aged horse and 19 wins. Not a whole lot below there, just money and wins, but no standouts. Shutter Boy, a Yankee Glide, a mark of 154, 420,000 made down in the third dam. Another one with 457, but I personally don't know the horses. Lovely to behold. Armbro Goal, wow, need a time machine to go watch that thing. This is older family, obviously, but man, oh man. Beautiful video, nice gait, moves really, really well in the field. Already has a brother and a sister with over 200,000 made, 23 wins and 34 wins, so 57 wins between 2 of its siblings combined. Really, really good looking horse here in number 47. Number 47, Classy Kinda Love. Number 313, we're bouncing around a bit. As I said, I did kind of seed these horses. Number 313 is a Guccio. Before you write off this horse and say, I do not want a Guccio, keep in mind, my Guccio filly might not have had a good year. I don't know what happened. I find it really, really hard to comprehend that she was just no good. So I'm going to give her a pass. I'm going to give her a pass on her 2-year-old season, and I'm going to let her come back at 3. This was a filly I thought was a very, very good filly. I schooled her faster in June before then she trotted her entire life when she went out to Indiana. So I'm not really sure what took place with that filly, but I'm going to give her a bye just because I know how good she was, how I felt she was. You're going to get fooled as a trainer and a driver. You're going to get fooled sometimes. I just don't see it happening with her, and I'm very interested to see her go out for 2 months and come back and see what we have. And then, of course, the colt we had by Guccio, unfortunately, it was a horrible accident, and he got injured, and he cracked his navicular bone, and we had to get rid of him. We gave him away as a saddle horse. I did not want to train him back after a navicular bone injury, and had no issues at all leading up to that of lameness, and was in one of our better sets every week. So I certainly personally don't have any issue with Guccio. I know that gentleman had called me the other day and said, hey, just so you know, the Guccios 3 were in the final of the 3-year-olds, I think, and 2 fillies. Oh, the fillies were good anyway. So this is a filly. Miss Smeed. This is a second foal out of a Dewey Cheatham and Howe mare. First one was a Conway Hall. It did take a 2-year-old mark of 201, so it was racing at 2. The second dam is Catherine Hall. Tom Ridge made $353,000. Wow. Then you have Dewey Cheatham and Howe made $88,000 in here also. Drop down just a little bit, and you see in the third dam CRK Susie and all the good CRK horses that Carl and Rod Allen raced. So again, I didn't go looking for any Guccios, but when I looked at the video and then looked at the pedigree and then looked at the video again, it was certainly easy to put 313 on our list. Also, there's actually 11 horses on this list. I missed the one at the bottom. Okay. Number 301. And I know it's another Whom Shall I Fear? It is. I was born, what's this horse's name? I was born a running kind. Well, Jesus, I hope you don't spend too much time running. This is a Shady Lane Meadows in Grabble, Indiana consignment. This is the third foal out of a Master Levesque mare. Fun Time Charlie, the brother, took a mark of 158 as a 2-year-old, 157 as a 3-year-old, made $50,000. The Swan for all 2-year-old at catalog time has not raced yet. Hello Mamie is the mare, the second dam, and in the second dam, Defiantly Mamie, 152 and 4, 367,000 made, 24 lifetime wins. This is a decent family. There's another one in here with $250,000 or 215,000 made, a mark of 155. Second dam is actually very strong. A lot of horses take marks, make money. Yeah. When I look at the video of this horse, again, the videos kind of draw me in, and that's against what I've done before, where I want to have this on-site inspection. I'm not going to be there. One of our trainers are, and I absolutely trust the person that's going. So for me, we're going to take a look at number 301. I was born a running kind, and judge that horse. Now, again, I don't think we're going to go there and buy 5 or 6 Indiana breds. We're going to buy 1 or 2. I'd love to get Rockin' Image. I'd love to get a Trotter. Any one of the ones. The Guccio, Whom Shall I Fear, or whatever that other one was, number 47. All have great videos and decent pedigrees, so I have no problems with that. Next is the last one, is number 268. Now, the reason I put this horse on the list, get a little inside info on this horse. One of our clients actually owns this horse. It's funny. So he had the mare, Bailey's Wish, 11 wins, almost $250,000 made, a mark of 155. First foal from the Southwind Breeze mare. The second dam, Bailey's Wish herself was a very good horse in the second dam. Cunning's in the third dam. When you look at all the pedigree, it's okay. And this is a Guccio filly. Again, the fillies did well this year, I believe. This is a Guccio filly that we are going to be having a look at. Has a good video, looks nice. Got one of those daisy cutter gaits, which is rare. You don't see that much anymore. But a good looking filly in her own right. Some of the breedings there, I'd like to see it a little heavier on the back end. Second, third, fourth dam. But there's lots of winners there, lots of money there. It's hard to judge these regional sales sometimes because you have a real mixed bag. How much money can you actually make in Indiana? If the horse has only ever raced in Indiana, I mean, how much can you possibly make there? A couple $100,000, $300,000? I'm not going to know the horses. You're not going to know the horses. We don't follow that jurisdiction as closely as we do now in the past. So a lot of these horses all French to me. So I'm left looking at athleticism, pedigree, conformation, how the horse looks, and value. These are 5 very, very important things that are going to come into what we do on Friday and Saturday in Indiana. So that's a list of 11 horses. 11 horses I'm really interested in Indiana. We have about 20 people that have shown a lot of interest in buying in, maybe 22, something like that. So if you're interested at all in getting involved with us with Indiana, we already have one Indiana bred in Jailhouse Master, the Jailhouse Jesse colt that I bought early on, and we'd like to get a couple more. You know, I'd like to spend a lot more time in Indiana. We'll see how next year plays out because the Indiana sales after Lexington, had we only bought 5 instead of 13, we'd have a little more room to wiggle and a little more room to punch through into the Indiana scene. But as it is right now, we're going to have to do what we are, have baby steps. We did all right last year. We bought 2, 3, one we had to give away. My filly didn't end up that well, and well, Swandray the Giant, he did okay. I think everybody's like, oh my God, he got beat in the final. Yeah, he was beat once in Indiana in his life, I believe, and I assume he made $300,000. So a good year for Swandray the Giant, and a great year for the people that bought him. They sold him for $1 million in the middle of the year. So Swandray the Giant's a good story. We're not looking for another Swandray the Giant. We're looking for another horse that can do in Indiana. And we're looking for affordability, and we're looking for a way in. And I say that all the time, and some people might say, what the hell are you talking about, a way in? For us, we don't want to spend 60, 70, 80,000, 6 figures on a horse in Indiana to race against a whole catalog full of Indiana breds next year, or Ontario or Pennsylvania or New York or anywhere else, Ohio. What we want to do is look for value. So we hopefully, in our minds at least, we start off on the right foot. When we pay less than what we believe the horses are worth, or find a good-looking yearling, whether it's by Whom Shall I Fear or anybody, Pet Rock, whether it's by Cadabra, we want to find a good-looking horse for us to train down. And we did well with the Muscle Massives the last 2 years with White Tiger and Lawmaker. We've had a lot of luck. Swan for All, we kind of lucked into Swandray the Giant last year. He was kind of a hidden gem, I suppose, in that sale. And, you know, you look at Ohio, we did the same thing last year with See You in Tuscany, Oh So Pine. I mean, yes, these are horses that we didn't pay a lot. Twinsburg, another horse, paid $12,000 for. It's not like we're cheap. We're not trying to buy cheap horses and do well with them. We're trying to find good horses that go for a small amount of money, and that's where value comes in. And when I say a way in, I don't want to have to spend 6 figures to race in a jurisdiction. And you know, if we're buying a special horse with a lot of, you know, residual value, whether it be a broodmare or whatnot, then that's one thing. But when we're buying yearlings to train down, sure, we've bought some expensive horses that I think are really good horses, but you don't always have to. We want to find some very affordable, athletic-looking horses that we can train down and hopefully compete. You're going to get a little bit of money back, so to speak, on a first-time sire. Whom Shall I Fear? Nobody knows if he's good or not. So if you're going to spend 20, why don't you go spend it on a Swan for All? That's people's thinking and mentality. I don't want a $20,000 Swan for All. That means I bought the 50th most expensive Swan for All to race against all the other horses. We did that with Swandray the Giant last year, but we didn't buy Swandray the Giant to be Swandray the Giant. We bought Swandray the Giant to train him down, have a little fun, allow our clients to get out to the races and watch him race and cheer him on, and lo and behold, he turned out to be a good horse. And that's what we're trying to do here again, is buy good horses to train down and let our clients have some fun. Can't have fun if you're under the gun all the time. So we're going to buy a few, 2-3 horses max tomorrow in India, tomorrow or Saturday in Indiana. We'd love to have you along for the ride. We'd love to get you involved. Beautiful facility, Hoosier Park. If you're anywhere in the vicinity, I'm going to be looking to buy into a piece of these horses, and I'm not going to be anywhere near the vicinity. But I love owning good horses. And they make them in Indiana also. We obviously saw that over the last couple of years. So for me, if you want to be involved with Indiana, if you want to be involved with TheStable.ca in Indiana, speak up, raise your hand. We're looking for people to fill these groups up. We already have probably, as I said, 22 people have spoke up and said they want to buy shares. We have a head start on a few of these horses. We'll see what we can do in Indiana this weekend. So thank you very much. I know everybody's like, hey, when are you doing your next video? Just got all the rosters solidified in the barn. Who has what, where they went, when the horses are coming back in, where they're turned out, who they're coming to, who's training them. We're going to have all the information for you. I'm going to make a nice little video on my way to Pennsylvania. Maybe on my way home from Pennsylvania. No, I'm going to do it on the way there because I don't want to be bummed out if we don't happen to make it into the Breeders' Crown Final. So I will talk to you soon. You're going to see this video tonight, so you're hopefully going to see this video on Thursday night. The sale starts Friday. A lot of the horses we picked out are going through Friday, so speak up, send me an email and say, hey, Anthony, I like hip number, whatever. What's your price point? I think I'd like to be in for X, and that would make my job a lot easier. So thank you very much. We'll talk soon. All the horses are broken going now. All 54 of them are broken and going jogging in at Tomiko Training Center. For us, on to the next group. Get them all broken, training down, get the drone started. Start it all over again. So, talk to you soon. It's turned out to be a nice day here. It's still a little chilly, but a nice day here in Ontario. I will be talking to everybody within the next 48 hours again. Take care. Bye.